Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get to this podcast off the ground, I had so many questions. How do I record an episode? Where do I find my background music? How do I get my show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places people like to listen? Where do I find the advertisers? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing and monetizing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and 100% ridiculously easy to use. So, if you want to start a podcast, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. I'm Mr. 46, putting on amateur, and welcome to the Wednesday Awakens. And this, I finally got my hands on Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah, which of course, you play as, of course, a Jedi, however. But yet, you play, of course, Cal Kestis. Whoever is a Force sensitive. With my first impression on it, I like the idea where the Force had left your have left you, and of course, but you still got a bit of it. And of course, with the Empire, all hell just broke loose. Like, once you have a coworker, and then your coworker gets murdered, and of course, by the Inquisitors. And you have one that, of course, just has a change in the Force, of course. However, this is a Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order I'm talking about. And of course, I thought the casts were really interesting. Well, the only two that my creator knows right before the event, the tragic event we all went through with him, is he knows about the one who played Cal Kestis, Cameron Monaghan, who of course played the Joker, and Sir Junda, who of course, if some of you who are Mad TV fans know her from there, because she was famous for that famous sketch comedy that was on Fox. And even though it was really sad to see that show go, you know? But in this game, you begin on planet Braca at the scrapyard. And then your coworker Prof just said about the boss. He's just saying about the boss that needs you for something. Then you got the clamps on. And then you fell off, trying to save him. As he was nearly falling to his death, you used the Force. And then, of course, right after that, it's just, you gotta keep him silent. Make sure not to know that he is a Jedi. But then follow him, and then right after he slept, he woke up and see Prof gone. And Cal Kestis pressed the button so many times. Well, as you pressed the button so many times, you heard Palpatine say those words, "Execute Order 66." With, of course, which he was pretty disappointed that they didn't get Sam Witwer to voice Palpatine in the Clone Wars. Just because he voiced him in, you already know, the Star Wars video games. For The Force Awakens, 2, Jedi Fallen Order, Battlefront 2, that was the latest. And now you get to hear Sam Witwer's voice in that tone. Which, of course, voiced by the OG Palpatine, Ian McDiarmid. Right after the other Ian had died. And they couldn't get Tim Curry also. Yeah, that's a note he left me. But however, I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to end up. And then, of course, we see a Jedi named Jaro Tapal. It just say, of course, the only trust only in the Force. Like in a real menacing manner. And I'm not gonna lie, that is actually menacing. To hear the young Jedi, who of course possibly survived Order 66. But I'm gonna get to that very soon. And then he woke up and of course, Provis there. And then they were stopped by the Empire. And here comes, in a tiny interceptor, Darth Vader! Oh, wait, that's not Darth Vader. That must be one of the Inquisitors of Vader. Isn't that, yeah, they revealed to be the second sister. And of course, the huge juggernaut of an Inquisitor arrived. And of course, when Prop began to speak, and he was executed by the second sister. And he got out his lightsaber. And then, of course, he went, of course, and of course, the Juggernaut who grabbed him said, "I found a Jedi," was in a female voice, revealing to be the Ninth Sister. And they go down on the train. You had to, of course, with the stormtroopers who set their blasters from stun to kill. Even though that was an impressive start, although you gotta have your first match with the second sister. And that was really harsh, and not having the Force powers or anything. And even though I'd say that was really harsh of them, but it is understandable. And of course, rescued by the crew, by the space monkey that is same as Jon Favreau's character Dio. Oh, Rio on Solo Star Wars Story. And then we got Sir Junda. And then Cal Kestis played the lute. And then, of course, we go to Planet Bogano. Oh, Bogano? I'm pretty sure they say NASCAR driver Joey Logano. Of course, they say Bogongo, but everyone keeps saying Logano. And even so, of course, you just find the little droid, BD-1. Of course, use the force meditation. Use the meditation, and you get some skill points once you kill the creatures. The one I had to kill was, of course, some Ongo. And that little bugs. And the one that is a prey to the Ongo. But before I went to the ship, however, we see Master Kadorba, who was in the comic along with Sir Junda for Jedi Fallen Order Dark Temple. And then, of course, he was a hologram, part of the holocron. And then, of course, with the vault leading to Kepho or Dathomir, which is the vault. And then you lead to but I have to stop right there because if someone keeps using the Xbox, could have gotten this on PlayStation, but I digress. I'm just really impressed with the concept of being a surviving Jedi. But there is a neat trick you can learn, like force wall, like a wall jump that's never been done before. And you got to see Obi-Wan Kenobi with a message from Revenge of the Sith brought onto Star Wars Rebels, which is a TV series, however. And that's pretty much my first impression. And of course, part 1 of Jedi Fallen Order was, of course, it takes a lot of skills. Right before, you're going to be facing the Inquisitors, such as the Second Sister and the Ninth Sister. Maybe there could be some Jedi, however. And other than that, I thought it was a good idea to, start off with no skill points. Whenever you're, of course, playing Jedi Fallen Order. Because, the and you're on a mission, not just to bring in a new generation of Jedi, however, and of course, restore your force that left you. And of course, I like the idea of a nightmarish Jaro Tapal who is, of course, the, Cal Kestis master. But we're gonna find out soon what really happened to him, which caused Cal to have some PTSD nightmare. Alright guys, that's gonna do about it. I'm Mr. 46 Pokemon Amateur. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, may the Force be with you, and and our Creator is now one with the Force. Now we are, of course, we already got done with Braca, with the death of a coworker. And that's something else. But now we're going to Planet Bogano. I say Bogano, not Logano. The best thing that happened since sliced bread. And of course, with Sir Junda having a conversation with Cal, saying that Cal knows he is not supposed to trust anyone but the Force, trust nothing but only in the Force. But she told him, we have a common enemy and a common cause. And referring to the second sister. And then of course I had to find a way. And then of course we have a bit of a flashback of using a Force. With Cal Kestis using the Force. You know, you face through walls, and then you jump, and then you stick the landing. It's like climbing, but you gotta do it fast, or else you're gonna fall, and you're gonna start all over the course again. And of course, those creatures are like a menace. And no, I'm not referencing the Phantom Menace. Like the Bongo Ongo. And those fox things I wanted to kill. But other than that, you gotta do, of course, you gotta find the relics that of course, that my creator had read before his unfortunate demise. Is, of course, is how did he, with the Jedi Master named Eno Cordova, whose mission is to find God. Oh no, wait. Oh no, wait. That's the Blues Brothers. That's from the Blues Brothers. The mission for them is to find God, but the Cordova's mission is to find Force-sensitive children and rebuild the Jedi Order. Huh? Should be simple. Should be easy. But you know what? Actually, how am I gonna get back to the ship? Of course, that was a piece of cake. Well, what? And then you got some scout troopers and some, of course. And we got done with Bogano. But there are two choices, of course. Is Ryloth, where the storm is a brewing, or Dathomir, the one with the Night Sisters, have been wiped to extinction. So I had to do the mission one first. Very important mission. Where, of course, we go to Ryloth and we go down in the temple. Now that was the longest thing I ever done. I had to try to find a way to get out of here. Try and find a way to enter. I tried to find my way to enter. Tried to find my way to get the hell out of here. But then I heard some screaming. It didn't came from one there inside. It came from the outside of the mines at Ryloth. And then those creatures again, the one that killed the Stormtroopers, those are more tedious than the Ongo Bongos. Or the Bongo Ongos. Because, you know, yeah, they launch at you, and you had no time to react. Except when you had to press Y, but it uses your force. And then, of course, we go, of course, to the mines, of course. And we go to the ancient, where a Sith, of course, with the Empire, ordered the eviction of the citizens. And then, of course, trying to find my way enter. This is a way worse. I had to find my way, trying to get in there. Trying to get in there. It's what I'm trying to do. But then a bridge, no access. Damn. But it took me like minutes to figure out. And then of course I had to go to the pipe. And that's the way there. And then I got it down. And then I got it up to the of course the Empire, no Empire in the temple. Thank the Maker. But you know what happened? You wanna know what happened? It just everything gets me crazy. Or this is like Legends of the Hidden Temple crazy. The final trial of the game show. They had to try and figure out the secrets. Bada bing, bada boom, I got it. But I had to get the spears. And I'm not talking about Aries Spears of Mad TV, because Deborah Wilson was once on Mad TV. The one who plays Sir Junda. Well, you know, the winds. Then I did Force, but speaking of the Force, we had to do a flashback with Jaro Tapal, the master of Cal Kestis, teaching his Padawan to use the Force Push. To use Force Push to deflect the attack. When I was getting hit by rocks, and then flashback. And I had to use the Force Push to deflect those. To deflect the spear balls that T'Pol was throwing. Was pushing, then I had to push back. And then it was as simple as easy as pie. I wasn't gonna say easy as pie, I was gonna say simple. And then, of course, the second spear, risen. And then, it turns out with that thing I was trying to get, the one that was like swinging on a vine or a rope. And then, of course, you got the third spear. Then you gotta get it in to escape. And here we are at the mines again. Oh, if you think Ryloth was tough, don't even get me started on those machines. I was trying to figure out how to do the third one. Trying to find my way to get out of here. Trying to enter. But it turns out I had to do the force glide. And then, well, despite my criticism, that is pretty challenging. But I love a good challenge. And then, of course, we get to, oh yeah, and we see the temple guards. Now, those are really menacing looking. And then, of course, right after we got up, we had to confront an AST, or the Scout Walkers, as a boss. And then, it wasn't too challenging. I mean, it wasn't easy, but not too challenging. I had to use the Force to stop the Scout Walker, and of course I had to kill the Imperial pilot, but I had to show no mercy. Then the next one we go to is planet Kashyyyk, where Tarful, who of course allied with Cordova at Kashyyyk. Well, Cordova was at Kashyyyk, but he's been captured. And then, of course, Cal made a jump to the water, and we had to go up the Imperial Walker, the AT-AT. Well, I know it's the AT-AT, but most people call it AT-AT, and one of them say both pronunciations are correct. It could be AT-AT, it could be AT-AT, so I gotta go with the easier ones, the AT-AT. And then I go up the AT-AT. Well, Cal went up the AT-AT, and then of course saw the death of a stormtrooper. And then we go, of course, to the seat and sit down and control the AT-AT, destroying everything. And then we got made a bunch of surprise by Saw Gerrera, played by Forrest Whitaker. And then, of course, we got to, of course, to, the flying ship with the, confronting Cal and BD-1. Oh, I forgot to mention at Bogano that you do encounter with BD-1. And you befriend that little droid who carries the health stamp. And then, of course, Saw and Cal have introduced each other. But this is where it's my least favorite scene. The real reason I don't like that scene? It freezes! And it just it just like lags. It's like a bug problem. You can't have it fixed. You know? It's like it's about to crash or something. But then I continue on to Saw Gerrera. But that part, I try to go, but then I have to do something. Then I had to charge up BD1 with, of course, he rigs the electrical system. And then, of course, he went to the one where I struggled on, but then stopped, and then finally it worked, and I made it to Saw Gerrera. Or I began playing as Cal, then confronts that stormtroopers, and then we have the Imperial droid. Oh, yeah. By the way, I killed that Imperial droid, the astromech. Make sure to leave nothing alive. And then we have an encounter with one of the Perch Troopers, but it was not the same Perch Trooper like at Braca. That the Inquisitors, the Second Sister, and the Ninth Sister have, but those are the ones with the electrical staff. Those guys are pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie, they are pretty tough and pretty badass too. And then I found my way to the shortcut. I already had an encounter with a giant spider earlier. And then now back where I was too, right before I was interrupted. First, of course, is the Perch Trooper. They're really, really hard. And of course, I got to right straight to the same Imperial droid, the same one that K2SO is, and I got this from my late creator's notification card, however, and I just said, of course, that this is, of course, things I don't know much about, because my creator loves watching Star Wars movies, and I like playing video games. But, however, and then now we get to the hardest part ever. We made freeing the Wookiees. Well, and then of course that moving thing around the water. It took me several times. To figure that out. How to do that. So I could climb up and meet up with Saw Gerrera's partisans. With Saw Gerrera and his partisans. And then I did that. Fell off. And I did that. Fell off. I stopped it. I got there. And I stood on center. Guess what? Fell off. Off. You know, like John Tron keeps saying, Dan. Because I don't see what's the point of it being fair. Because I'm not seeing that. And then that's where, of course, I finally, right the last second, I did that, and then I jumped, and I made it. And then I climbed all the way to see what was all the hubbub about. we see the Empire fighting the Wookiees, the freed Wookiees, and of course I did the of course I had to free the Wookiees for that. And then Asta, and then the Empire were battling the partisans and the droids. And then it was a major victory for Saw Gerrera and the partisans. And Saw Gerrera had made the speech, of course, about saying, the Jedi are not yet lost. The war is not yet lost. Hope is not yet lost. Because, I gotta admit, I do find Forrest Whitaker pretty cool. After all, he is an Academy Award winning actor for The Last King of Scotland. Right before, he was famous for Saw Gerrera on Rogue One. And right before his demise on Rogue One. In which I didn't know much about him. He was also on Rebels. Forrest Whitaker. First he appeared on Rogue One. And then he appeared on Rebels. And now he appeared on Jedi Fallen Order. Like I say, he is a pretty talented actor. Alright, yeah, this is where I stop here. But, not yet, everyone. Not yet. Because we gotta cover this. And of course, first, we're going to be, of course, with one of my creator's clones, Coyote Blizzard, with this unfortunate news regarding to Star Wars Celebration at Anaheim. I'm Coyote Blizzard, and we're following breaking news, and it's regarding to Star Wars Celebration, of course. And at this moment, of course, it is unfortunate about with Star Wars Celebration going to be taking place at Anaheim in 2020. And it's because of the coronavirus. So here we go. And I got the source from people.com. That Star Wars Celebration 2020 is canceled this year due to the global impact of the COVID-19 virus. And here's what it says. Sorry, Star Wars fans. The annual Star Wars Celebration has been canceled. Lucasfilm announced that Star Wars Celebration 2020 has been canceled due to the global impact of COVID-19 virus. I'm speaking with the local and state authorities on the public health guidelines related to indoor convention. We have made a decision to cancel Star Wars Celebration 2020. The company did announce when the convention would return, listing August 18th or 21st in 2022, meaning 2 years from now in Anaheim, California. That's the expected date in which fans would be able to celebrate Star Wars universe. The event would have returned to California for the first time since 2015. After hosting its last 4 events, localized such as Orlando, Chicago, and London. Typically, the event has been a kickoff for a new era of Star Wars films and TV series through a new streaming site, Disney+. First look at the movies, The Force Awakens, and the other 2 that I do not want to mention on here, have premiered at Star Wars Celebration and quickly gone viral. Fans who've already paid for tickets and transferred their current ticket purchase to the new event dates or receive either a refund or credit for Star Wars Celebration merchandise. And it is according to the website. The 2019 celebration, actress Kelly Marie Tran was brought to tears after receiving a standing ovation from crowds. And that's pretty much it. And this is an unfortunate news, however, because I didn't want to do this part, because that is a heart-wrenching news for me to do. As much as we lost our creator, who sacrificed himself saving one of his clones. Alright guys, that's good about it for me. And now we return to Mr. 46 Pokemon Amateur with Squadrons. Of course, I'm back guys, and I was just watching the trailer for the new Star Wars game, Project Maverick, which has been later revealed as Star Wars Squadron, which is a flight simulation / sci-fi game, which is of course a Star Wars game. I'd say looks short, the trailer, but looks pretty cool, because it's. But I do have several questions. Well, we start off with, of course, in the asteroid field, with a tie-in interceptor going on pursuit with an X-Wing of the New Republic pilot. She was fearing for her life, while the Imperial pilot, however, chasing her. And then she got a little bit of slight damage from that blaster, but so did the one of the wings of the TIE interceptor, and she made a getaway. But the Imperial pilot, of course, made a land, take off his helmet, which looks like Ryan from the RK Outpost. And that's my recommendation, guys. Give him a subscribe for his battle against Star Wars, and of course, EA Star Wars. And like I say, but that's why I stay out of those. But we heard the shattered remains of the Empire. Say, pilots, you are what the Empire stood for. We do not accept failure. And then we get to the New Republic base, which we saw the captain and a Mon Calamari captain, and Hera from Rebels, another one from Rebels. This is the second time. And then he said, we are what we stood for hope, for the New Republic. And then, of course, we see Ryan Kindle, upset, of course, Imperial, and put on his helmet. You go to one of the new TIE fighters, and it said, vengeance will be ours. And then plays the theme from The Empire Strikes Back, the asteroid field. And then we saw Wedge Antilles, who you know him from the original trilogy, played by Ewan McGregor's uncle. However, but although I mean, since his uncle had aged. And of course, that's where we get to the aerial battle in a planet with one of the TIE pilots used a bomber to stop a fleet. And then, of course, 5 pilots, 1 squadron, which we saw one of the New Republic, a Trandoshan. Well, Trandoshans are the enemies of Zed. I mean, one of them was part of the Empire. Well, Bosk is a bounty hunter, part of the guild. And they were enemies of the clones in Republic Commando, which is not canon, but I still enjoy that game. But however, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. That's kind of interesting. But here's the reveal. 2 things. 1, the release date. Well, kind of be honest, I'm not a fan of waiting, because I usually get impatient. Like one game gets canceled. It was supposed to release in 2018, Project Rat Tag, but it never got to see daylight. And then Project Orca never got to see daylight, and it was originally going to be for 2022. But Motive, however, it made it to the daylight with Project Maverick. Well, this one, it's revealed to be Squadrons. But I can't wait to get this game. It's available for pre-order. And the second thing, it already confirmed that there will be no microtransactions. Finally. To be honest, I'm not a fan of microtransactions, especially when they touch on video games. But EA is mainly infamous for microtransactions. And now you got Bethesda with microtransactions with Fallout 76. But worst of all is a Battle Royale mode. But, right. But the third one is not going to be as expensive as Jedi Fallen Order and Battlefront 2. This one's going to be around $40. Really? Around for $40? But, I mean, if you're fans of strategy game like Empire at War, or you're a fan of flight simulation like X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter and Rogue Squadron, then this game would be for you. Alright. It's now time to end the episode. Okay, guys, that's gonna do about it for the Wednesday Awakens. Jedi Fallen Order, that game is wonderful. I should be able to do some gameplay of it very soon. But although the music's gonna be different because there's some John Williams on there and it's copyrighted, so I have to replace it with some music. But in Squadrons, can't wait to get the pre-order of it. I'm glad it's not going to have microtransactions. So I'm going to make a transition to my own podcast, where of course I'll be talking about video games with Pokemon. Alright guys, that's going to be about it. I'll see you guys next time. Till we meet again, it's game over, and may the Force be with you. Always.